Hey guys, Kev here. Today I want to talk about some of my childhood experiences with gaming. When I turned 13, I was like, okay, I have a laptop and I'm able to play rated T games because my parents actually looked at the ratings. Call of Duty was M for mature, and they were like, you can't play those games unless you're 18 plus. And I was like, I'm 13, I can play a rated T game. And my cousin showed me a game called League of Legends. And it's one of the most popular, if not the most popular, game in North America and China and whatever. And my parents weren't too happy with the amount of time I spent on that game. Because I kind of fell in, I don't want to say in love with it, but it was just like routine for me to come home, finish my homework, and when I'm bored, play League. And my mom was like, you know what? You should learn how to make a game because a million people can play a game, but only, you know, very few of those people can make it. And I mean, it makes sense, but I feel like there's a counter to that, right? Because no matter what you spend your time on, as long as you're not sitting there doing absolutely nothing, which is a skill in itself, it's called meditation actually. Um, I think all experiences have merit in them. And I feel like I got a lot from gaming. Some of it good, some of it bad. Um, and I think I learned how to like talk and communicate with people because I was playing a multiplayer game. And you know, a very common thing would be for me to be in game, and then my mom was like, "Oh, dinner's ready," and I was like, I can't pause it. I can't pause, right? I'm on a team of people, and if I leave now, the game's gonna punish me. I'm going to ruin the game for other people. And sometimes she would be like, okay. Other times she would get angry. Um, but I digress. What I wanted to say is that I think what you spend your time on and what you care about matters because I cared about playing League, and due to that, I learned a lot of skills that I probably wouldn't have learned if I, were doing programming or, soccer or stuff like that. Because League is famously toxic. People, curse at you, degrade you, insult you if you make a mistake. Um, there, there's there's a lot of bullies on that platform, but that kind of helped me train myself to like build up resilience and kind of get over what other people are saying and kind of make myself immune to their judgment because and be able to self-evaluate and reflect on what I did wrong. And I was like, maybe I can make a game, but if everybody was making games, who's gonna play them, right? Like when I was like 13, right? I was like, if I made a game, no one's gonna play it. Like I don't have the famous marketing of League. I'm not an established you know developer or triple A. Like I have no skills. And at that point, if I tried to make a game, it probably would have been really, really hard. Um, Maybe that could have been a different path, and I would be somewhere else, maybe in California, making games as a really big game developer 10 years later in 2023. But I didn't choose that. I chose to, be a normie, be one of the 1 million, and play the games. And I think some of the skills that brought me are concise and good communication, strong mental fortitude, trusting my teammates, sometimes sparingly, and ability to recover after failures and losses. I was a very competitive child. Like, I liked playing chess and I learned Go game, but I would, get really upset when I lost, and I would sometimes get frustrated to the point where I just cry after a loss. And now I don't do that, obviously. Like, I don't cry or get really upset. And yeah, so games have helped me like learn my own emotions and learn why I feel the way I feel. And I think there is merit to that. And programming is also a different skill. And if you do programming a lot, you have to learn different skills. So, like, you have to learn abstraction, how to think logically, how the machine actually processes your code line by line. And if you really want to get deep into that expertise, you need to learn, the levels deeper, right? You need to, instead of using Python, use C, right? You have to learn how the memory works, how stack versus heap works, how, the RAM in your computer actually processes all those system functions. And yeah, that's just very difficult. But don't think that you're better than anyone, just because you're an expert in what you do, because you get skills from doing anything. If you're walking for 12 hours a day, that's your skill, right? You develop that skill and you put work into it, and it will help you eventually, you know. And there's just a debate about what skills are most important, or what skills are meaningful, right? But I think it's just stop being so hard on yourself. If you take a break day, if you play games for 12 hours a day, that's not healthy every day. But if you do it like once every decade, that I think that's fine. um, but if you take a day off, or if you take a break, you're not necessarily losing progress. I think every day counts. And obviously, you can't work 24/7 unless you're a robot or AI. And even then, they have a lot of infrastructure set up so that that can happen, because everything costs energy. And yeah, so you should keep shipping, keep creating what matters to you. But if you ever feel overwhelmed, do not be afraid to take a day off, because taking rest is also a skill, and resting well is also a skill. Thanks for your time and attention.